Indeed tutorial for beginners 2023 full guide. I bring you back with yet another great video, and in this video we're going to be talking about Indeed and how you can use it like a pro and get any type of jobs you need. Now we know that Indeed is a great software that, like, wherever you're working from in your country, you can start finding jobs for yourself using Indeed. Now, I'm going to give you strategies that will help you get good jobs on Indeed, and we're going to be getting closer and closer to the mission on how you can basically educate yourself to use Indeed better so you can, help yourself get a good job. Now, the good news is that when it comes to, getting jobs at Indeed, it's pretty easy to get along because you could see, like, even in the statistics, you could see that it's the number one job site worldwide. Okay, it has 1.5 million companies in the US, and it has 4.5 job listings added to Indeed each month in the US. Now, while Indeed is a great tool, it also is conscious of the fact that it is stressful to look for, a proper new job. Now, career decisions, the most stressful life decisions. We know that. So, you have change in residence, change in working hours, trouble with the boss, change in responsibilities, child leaving home, foreclosure or mortgage or loan, change to a different line of work, retirement, dismissal, marriage, death of a family member, all that. So these factors have to be counted in when it comes to, finding yourself a good, decent job. And that's all what we're going to be doing today. And we're going to be getting into a great job search. And I'm going to give you like most of the ways and, decisions and strategies you have to take when you are, going through Indeed. So first of all, once you're over here into, the website indeed.com, what you're going to do here is firstly access your account. Now, to access your account, what you're going to do is you're going to go and sign in. And once you're going to go and sign in, you're going to make sure to create an account for yourself. So to create an account, add in your email address first of all. Now for this, I am going to be using a temp mail for myself. Okay, so we're going to go here. I'm going to write temp mail. Now you can use any type of email for yourself, a proper Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, all that stuff. But I recommend a temp mail because it's just, easier to get along with. But do remember this, that if you're doing this for the long term and, for like proper jobs, don't use a temp mail because temp mails are very easy to lose. Now that we've done that, here we have it, ready for the next step. So here they're going to say create an account for tools to help you. Now, you can either say that you're an employer, like you're hiring people, or you're a job seeker. Obviously, we're a job seeker, so we're going to go with that. Then it asks you to, create a whole password for yourself. Now, you're going to create a password. I'm going to go ahead and write mine. And once you have a good, strong password in, here we go. So there we go. We have a good, strong password. Now I'm going to click on I am human. And once you click on I'm human and verify yourself, you're just going to go ahead and click on create account. Okay. Now, once you've done that for yourself, what you're going to do, going to be, properly signed up with your account. You have access to everything for yourself. And yeah, you're basically good to go. You have, understood how to, get into the mainframe. And you can also download the app if you want to. They have like a proper app store and Play Store app for yourself. So you can go ahead and start with that as well. Or you can also install the Indeed plugin. So if you were to go here and just write, Indeed plugin, if you just write that, you can see that you have a proper Indeed recruiter extension. So you can just go ahead and download that for your Google. Now what you're going to do is you're going to create or upload your resume. Okay. And for that, over here, down here, you can see easily apply to jobs, upload your CV. CV is basically your resume. Now, the purpose of a resume is to, present your most relevant experiences and skills in a format that's easy for the employers to read. So upload your resume or build a new resume. Now, you can upload your resume or you can also build one if you want to. Now, this depends on you with whatever you want to go, okay? And I'm going to be showing you both. So to upload a resume, you're going to have to create a resume by yourself on the side. I'd recommend, like, if you're a person who's in, you could say, college or university, you need to have, let's say, good portfolio, good resume and everything. Because when it comes to, jobs and everything, your resume is what matters the most. So basically, whatever you're doing in life, whatever you're doing for yourself, keep making, check marks for that. Keep making bookmarks for that. That, okay, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and all that stuff. So, you know, keep doing this for yourself. And yeah, once you keep doing that, you're going to keep building a good resume. Now, a resume comes with a proper format. Okay. Now, if you don't know the format, you can just go on Google or anywhere and, you know, search up a format for yourself if you want to. And it's pretty easy. Right now, I'm gonna go on building Indeed resume. They're gonna say that you need to verify your email, so I'm just gonna go ahead and verify myself. And here you can see they're gonna ask me to verify myself. Got an email. I'm gonna go ahead and confirm my account. And once my account has been verified, there we go. Okay. Now, once my account has been verified, I'm gonna head back to upload your CV. And once we're here and upload your CV again, either upload a resume that you've customly made or build an Indeed resume. Now, first of all, let me show you how you're going to build an Indeed resume. Now here, what is your name? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add my name. Now, once you've added your name, you're going to click on continue and you're going to add a phone number. Okay. Would you like to add a phone number to your resume? If you don't, you can just, you know, skip this step if you want to. Now, you're going to have to, you know, put in your address. Okay, now once you put in your address, you're going to click on continue. Now, this is pretty useful because this will give you jobs that are nearby you, basically. Now, it's going to ask you your level of education. So make sure to, you know, add a good, decent looking, and, you know, just add a proper education, and make sure to have like proof for it. So if you were enrolled in a specific time period, make sure you have proper proof of that, because if you don't have proof, they will like do a bit problems when it comes to, you know, hiring you and stuff. So here you have it, the level of education. Okay, you could go with university or something like that, you know, depends on you. So I'm gonna go with university. Okay. Once that is done, field of study, you know, whatever you're studying, I'm going to go with computer sciences. Okay. Now, once I've gone with computer sciences, it asks your school name. Right now, I'm just going to put in something random. Asks your country, put that in. Then it's going to ask your city and state. You're going to put that in. Okay. It's going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Now, if you're currently enrolled, you can just check mark that as well. So you can also choose from when to when. Okay. So let's say I was enrolled in September of the year 2022. Okay. Just add that and click on save. Okay. Once you click on save, this is your education. You're going to click on continue. Now, add your work experience if you have any, obviously. And this one is pretty necessary because if you don't have any good work experience, you're less likely to get hired, because people prefer people who have actually worked in fields before. And it's pretty necessary to know a little work ethic, because without it, you won't, you know, have a, could say, broadened mindset of, you know, a workspace and everything. So job title, you could just say employee. Okay, you were just an employee. Company, you know, put in whatever your company name was and put in your city and state. Again, once you put that in, I currently work here. You can choose your starting date. And once you've done that, give a description of your job, click on save. There you have it. Now, you're going to come here where you're going to add some skills for yourself. Okay. Now, we recommend adding at least 6 skills. So you could, you know, add a skill like you're good in editing or communication skills. Here you can see this is communication skills. You can add that. Then you can add add all the skills you have. For example, my skills could be coding. Okay, I can add coding for myself, programming. Okay, I can add that for myself. Then you could say voiceovers, you know, what I'm doing right now. That's a skill. I can add that for myself. Digital designing. Okay, you could go with that. Video editing, you could go with that. There we go. And then let me just add one more. So video editing. There we go. And once you've added, you know, all these skills, you're going to click on continue. And once you click on continue, what certifications or licenses do you have? So you can add a certification for yourself if you want to. I'm going to keep that blank. And it says, is your resume ready and stuff. You can also add more sections like additional info, awards, groups, languages, links, military service, patents, publications if you want to. I'm going to keep them blank for now. These are obviously additional. If you want to add them, you can go ahead and add them. Totally upon you. If you don't want to add them, just leave them be. Now, as we can see, it's asking us to make our resume public so employers can find us. Okay, I'm gonna keep it private for now, okay? We don't want to keep it public, but I recommend that you go straight ahead with public if you think it's complete. Now, what kind of job are you looking for? First of all, you're gonna give your minimum base. Like, what's the minimum cost that you want to work for? Well, it also depends on the field and the country you're in. If, let's say, my field is computers or coding or programming, I'll obviously go with a higher paid job, because coders and programmers are work to the bone, and like, we know that they work day and night, and they're like high in demand. So you could go with a decent minimum base pay, and the pay period could be, I prefer per month. Monthly pay is relatively easier to get along with. Okay, so once you do that, relocation, I am willing to relocate anywhere, okay? If you want to relocate, obviously means that you're gonna move away from wherever you live right now, wherever they tell you to move, okay? And then desired job type, okay, it could be a full-time, it could be part-time, contract, temporary, internship, okay? You could choose whatever you have. So once you're done with this, you're gonna click on finish, and yeah, there we go. Your Indeed resume is ready to share. And once you're done with that, you're gonna click on continue to profile, okay? And yeah, now this is one way to make a resume for ourselves, okay? And that is obviously using Indeed. Now, what if we, want to make a resume for ourselves using an external software, using two external softwares, if I were being exact? So to create a resume using an external software, it would be relatively a bit more difficult than using Indeed, because Indeed just, straight away gives you options to choose from. And once you choose from them, from there on out, it just like makes a proper resume with a proper format and all the proper structure and everything. But if you create a resume from the softwares that I'm gonna tell you, trust me, it's gonna make it so well, and it's also gonna make it pretty, you could say, descriptive and everything. So it's gonna be pretty well. So just keep on watching and follow my steps if you want to create a resume from external softwares. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go on, let's say we're head on to a new tab. I'm pretty sure you all have heard about what ChatGPT is, okay? Now ChatGPT, amazing chatbot, ask it anything whatsoever, and it's going to answer you, okay? So if we can actually ask it anything and it's going to give it to us, why don't we ask it for a proper full-fledged resume, okay? So you're going to click on send a message, and you're going to write, can you give me a format of a proper professional CV or resume, okay? You're going to write that. You're going to click on enter. Okay. Now, once you click on enter, obviously it's going to start giving you all these different things, like proper format, resumes and CVs, up to down formats. They're like proper word to word formats that you can pick off of ChatGPT. And once it gives you those formats, you can ask it that, okay, so now that you've given me this, incredible format, can you or can you not, like, make me a proper CV out of the information I am about to provide you? So then what you're going to do is you're going to provide it all the information that, there is about you. So you're going to tell them your qualifications, your education and all that. So, write all that. And once you're done with that, just, go ahead and copy that. And once you've copied it off of ChatGPT, what you're going to do from there is you're gonna head to various places. Okay, there's Google Doc and everything, but in my opinion, the best would be Canva.com. You're probably wondering why Canva.com. Canva.com's for designing and stuff. But no, it's not only for designing. As you can see, you can create documents with it, and in those documents could be your resumes, your CVs, and all that. So if you go and search for content and write resume, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and write that resume. Here we have it. Oh, look at that. You have a proper template for a resume, and you can get a blank template, or you can go with one of these templates, and look at how amazing these look. So let's say I'm going to choose this one. This one looks pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and click on customize this template. And once you do that, look at all of this. Now, you can basically add your image over here if you want to. Then you can obviously change the name and add all the information that ChatGPT gave you over here. And once you do that, you're pretty good. Like, you're good. This is your template. And as you can see, it was a bit more, longer work than building a resume with your Indeed profile. But as you can see, once you've built it, you're pretty, like, you're good to go. Like, you don't really need to do a lot of heavy lifting, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and it also depends on like whatever style you want to go with. You can just go ahead and change colors if you want to. If you want to keep it, very professional and down to the bone, you can always just change the color schemes to a bit darker. So I'm gonna go with a bit darker scheme. Let's go with these colors as so. Okay, to do that, I'm gonna go ahead, keep this black if I can, and then just turn all the text white. And once you've done that, make sure to go on share, click on download, make sure it's in the PDF form, and just click on download, and you're gonna be good to go. But yeah, that's about it. And do remember that when it comes to resume elements, make sure that your elements are like properly put in, like, your contact info, educational degrees or certifications, work and volunteer experience, your skills, optional competence, all that stuff. And do know this, that if you have done any internships or any type of experience or voluntary work, please do not shy off by putting it in, even if it's like not in a big company or anything, or even if it's not, something really grand. Do not shy off from putting your honest day's work. If you you could say, if you worked for something and if you worked to do something, it was proper work. It was something that you did for yourself with your blood, sweat, tears. So do remember to add all of that in your resume, because you need to tell people how you worked a lot and how you started from the bottom and all of that. And obviously, once you're building a CV, you need to like properly think like an employer as well, where you could say employers search for, resumes by your proper role and your location. They using filters and advanced search techniques to refine their proper results. So like you could go to, resumes.indeed.com to navigate the Indeed resume database like an employer. So if you go on resume.indeed.com, okay, let's go here. And once you're over here, as you can see, you can come to the whole resumes page, and you can start navigating around this page like a proper employer, because the employer goes on advanced search and he or she starts putting like filters over here. So title of last job, title of any job, they start putting all that stuff here, that their education should be this, their degree should be this, field of study should be this. And once they like filter everything, they're gonna then click on find candidates. And once they do that, they're gonna start getting all the people over here. So wait, let me just add the city. There we go. Now once you add the city and everything, from there on out, what's gonna happen is like what job title or skills are you looking for. You could put in programming or something like that. And once you put that in, okay, so let's say programming, now you're gonna click on search. You're going to start getting all the different candidates that, filed for a resume on Indeed profile. So as you can see, start as like, I can't emphasize on this enough. Start thinking like an employer. Start like thinking like the person you want to hire. Like start thinking like your own boss, your own future to be boss, if you know what I mean. Now, the benefits of an Indeed resume is that it first of all looks very good. Indeed resume format profiles into a structured data format that employers can view on, their mobile, tablet, and desktop. And then obviously you have this like ease to apply. Like with an Indeed resume, you can apply to jobs with just a few clicks, even from your own phone. And then thirdly, you can go public, like set your resume to public to let employers discover your resume. Job seekers with like a proper profile hear of like from employers 4 times more than often. Okay. Now, more or less, you're gonna highlight your skills as well, like the skills I told you to, put in your resume. You're going to need to properly highlight them because they are extremely relevant. Like use Indeed's own skills assessment to show employers why you're the best person for the job. And like if I were to give a rough estimate, 75% of job seekers agree that Indeed assessments is a good way to show their employer skills. So you can go ahead and take an Indeed assessment. Just go ahead over here and write Indeed assessments, and yeah, you're good to go with that. And once you've highlighted your skills, also explore the Indeed career guide, because the career advice, they have like great career advice on how to find a job, write your resume and cover letter, ace your interview, start a new job, and choose career paths. Okay, just go to indeed.com/career-advice, and you should, come to their whole career advice page, where they're gonna give you, everything, all the essentials that you're gonna need to work around with the all guides and stuff. And if you have like any issues, even with Indeed itself, if like you don't understand anything from my video, you can just go to their guide, and trust me, their guide is amazing. I went through their guide once, and like they give you a pretty good insight about your career and everything. So just make sure to go ahead and search that up. Now, basically, once we're, done with all of this and we have our resume and all that stuff, let's go ahead, start researching companies. Okay, so how are we going to do that? To do that, we're going to go ahead and head over to the main indeed.com. So here we are. Okay, now what type of companies do we want to research? Like, learn what it's really like to work at a company. There are more than 200 million total ratings and reviews on Indeed. Okay, so you could go ahead and review proper companies. So let's say you're gonna come here on company reviews. Here we are. So find great places to work, get access to millions of company reviews and all that stuff. So you can also search for salaries if you want to, by the way. So if I were to open this over here, you can see that find a career you'll love. Explore which has the highest job satisfaction. Okay, like, it's not necessary if you just want to enter a job. So you could be, graphics designer, digital marketer, content writer, all that stuff. Okay, so let's say a graphic designer in, my country. I'm gonna go ahead and click on search. And as you can see, it starts giving you all these different salaries. So graphic designer salary, okay, 36,813 rupees. And then obviously these salaries are bound to, get increments. So like, don't worry when you see these prices, because they will hopefully increment in like a year or something like that. And plus, like, if you're starting up, this is a pretty good, like, you could say, pay for a starting job. So you could like get behind this if you want to. Now, once you maybe like price and everything, you can like go ahead and click on the job that you want to maybe apply to. So let's say this is a company and the company size is 51 to 200 people. It's like IT based. It's over here. You can go to their website to check it out. And as you can see, these are all the different like pay gaps they give to all the different people. So when it comes to, software development, a .NET developer can make this much money, and all that stuff. So you can also check their reviews, and as you can see, they have pretty decent reviews to work with. So you can get behind that if you want to. And as you can see, fun place to work in, always a family environment, inclusive, incredible workspace. And as you can see, they have great reviews. And you can obviously research for yourself as well. Like, you don't necessarily have to go with what people say. You can just go ahead and research these people yourself, because you just want to be sure that if like whatever you're getting into, it needs to be down to the bone, trustworthy, and pretty good to go with. So just check company reviews, check like whatever type of salary you want, and once you're done with all of that, yeah, from there on out, you should put your focus on succeeding at search. Now, go to indeed.com, okay, on your browser, as we are over here. Type the words that target what you're looking for, okay? Include the job title, skill, or company name, including city, state, or zip code, okay? I'm gonna come here and job title that you're looking for, whatever you want to go with. So let's say I just want to be an employer, okay? So you could say employee, put in the place you want to be in, click on find job. And as you can see, you start seeing all these jobs like office assistant and all this stuff, so it's pretty simple stuff, and you're gonna get paid pretty good money for it. So as you can see, it's a good way to look for jobs and to obviously succeed at jobs once you're going around with the whole search and stuff. So it's pretty important to succeed at searches, because without succeeding at searches, you're like not gonna have a lot of, you could say, scope or future. And also filter your search. Filters can narrow down the number of job postings by salary, job type, company, location, and more. If you're using Indeed on your phone, you'll see the filter button on your search results page. And even if you're using it over here, you can see the filter over here, down here. So these are the filters, and you can mess around with these if you want to. And it's pretty like swell stuff, okay? And pretty easy to get behind and work around with. So that's how all of that stuff works. Now, again, right now I just wrote employee. Let's say you want a job in as a programmer, so you can write programming, okay, or just a programmer, okay, just write that, click on find jobs, and look at that. You get all these different types of programming jobs, like JavaScript programmers, computer science teacher, computer scientist, digital marketing expert, and all that stuff. So as you can see, you get all these different things. You can also be a C++ developer. So there's like tons and tons of different possibilities that you can go with, and you can like make up from 45,000 rupees to like 100,000 rupees. So like 100,000 rupees should cap around to, you could say, $400, something like that. Yeah, it should be around that, $400. So as you can see, pretty good money, and it's a pretty good place to work around with. And again, I'm emphasizing on this again, succeed at searches, because succeeding at searches matters a lot. Now, the master advanced search techniques are like narrowing and broadening your search based on inputs like company, salary, and age of job post. Okay, that is like, these things are also pretty important, so please do make sure to access it properly. And then also, if we were to talk about more in-depth stuff, you should also automate your searches. Okay, now automating your searches is pretty useful because it sets up job alerts to be the first and find out about new opportunities. Now you could automate your job searches pretty easily. Just go on messages, okay, and you could either go on messages, or you could, let's say you're over here, okay, and once you're over here, you see all these jobs. You can like save this job and everything if you want to, or you could they sometimes might give you an option, okay, for bookmarking this job or something like that. And once it gives you that, like obviously over here you get this option. So sometimes it's gonna say that, okay, this is your email. What if we email you once like a job opens for this location? So let's say if I were to write programmers force or something, so in this case it's gonna give us an email. They're like, okay, we're gonna send you an email, like, are we allowed to send you an email once a job post for this place opens? So you can like tell them yes or no, and allow them or disallow them to send you an email. So that is basically your automation. So that also works like a charm, because automation is pretty necessary, because it's just like you're sitting, you're working, you're busy and stuff. You're too busy to check the indeed.com every day. Just give them your email and be like, hey, whenever you're free, give me an email and tell me if there's any job available. Now, there's also the ease of apply to jobs. Like, look for jobs with labels like apply with your Indeed resume, apply from your phone, easily apply, express apply, and all that. Now, let me show you what I mean, okay? Now, if I write graphics designer over here, okay, here we have it, graphic designer. We're gonna click on find jobs, and here we are. So graphic designer required urgently. So let's say if we were to click on this, again, look for jobs with proper labels. They're going to have labels over here. I'll look for labels like apply with your Indeed resume, apply from your phone, easily apply, express apply. Because these, you could say, job posts enable you to submit your application in just like a few clicks. And you won't have to go with the proper thingamajiggies and stuff. So it's pretty easy. So as you can see over here, easily apply, that's one label, and hiring multiple candidates. So, and then over here, look at this, easily apply, responsive employer. So you can see it's pretty swell stuff. Even over here, you can see easily apply, urgently hiring. So you can also like go with urgent hires, because if someone's urgently hiring, you're more likely to get hired, because if someone urgently hires, they're obviously desperate, for someone with to look for someone who is into graphic designing. Now, also establish healthy application habits have for yourself. Like once you're over here for, looking for a job, don't just like look at the money and be like, okay, I'm gonna apply to this right away. Read the job description from start to finish, okay? Sit down and just chill out, read everything accordingly, okay? Then think about it and decide why you want this role. Why is this role important to you? Then make sure that your work samples and experience show that you are a proper good fit. And then also keep a proper eye out for any instructions on how you're going to apply. Read and answer all the application questions carefully, and then double check your responses before you submit. Like, don't just skim through it, because this is your job we're talking about. This is something that you're going to be doing hopefully and probably most of your life. You're going to be doing this for like the long run, and you're going to be doing this to make a lot of money. So we don't want to just skim through it. We want to actually sit down and look at what we're, actually working with and what we're actually going through. Then also, you can apply to jobs from anywhere, okay? So today, mobile job applications are the norm. In fact, 75% of all job search on Indeed takes place on mobile devices. So again, use an Indeed resume on your mobile devices or, places like that, and upload from Google Drive, Dropbox, or your phone. Now, once you're done with that, finally track your application. Keep all of your job search information organized in one place at indeed.com/myjobs. So if you were over here, you come over here, okay? And once you're over here, you're going to write indeed.com/myjobs. You're gonna write that, and once you do that, you're gonna start tracking your application over here. Okay, so basically over here you're gonna get all the applications that you applied to. Okay, and you're gonna get all that stuff over here. Now if you're opted to any interviews, you're gonna get them over here. Okay, so if you're like scheduled for an interview, it's gonna appear over here for you, and you have archives and all that stuff. So pretty easy stuff, as I said, to get behind. Then you also have to be waiting for a response. The amount of time it takes to review a job application varies for each job and company. So again, like, don't just wait for one job interview. Keep up your momentum, okay? Optimize all your effort, know the proper rules, do your research, use and build your network, and remember, self-care is important through all of this. Like, we don't want to lose track of our own health and self-care when we're looking for a job, okay? So again, keep up your momentum. Don't like slow down looking for jobs and everything. Don't just wait for one job and leave everything apart. And obviously optimize all your efforts that you're working with. Know the proper rules when it comes to looking for jobs. Do your proper research, use and build your proper network, and remember, your self-care is extremely important. Don't ever lose track of your self-care. And obviously, once you're done with all of that, let's say you have been, called in for an interview. Now, prepare for the interview, okay? For more information on interviewing, including, your etiquettes, what to wear, and how to follow up, you could visit go.indeed.com/interviewing-advice, because over there, again, it's like the career guide. They give you amazing advice on how things work, and trust me, I went through it, and it's great advice. So once you're called in for an interview, again, the craft answers to common interview questions. They're going to ask you, tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work here? What interests you about this role? What motivates you? Why are you leaving your current job? What are your greatest strengths and weaknesses? What are your goals for the future? Tell me about a difficult work situation and how you overcame it. What is your salary range expectation? So, all that stuff. So they're going to ask you all these questions, and you can get the answers for that at, the guide that I just told you about. So just go ahead and check the guide if you want to. But yeah, after all of that is done, you can just share your story on gotajob.indeed.com. That's basically a Facebook for the Indeed people, where you can, interact with people on Indeed and tell them, hey, I got a job over here. That's so exciting and all that stuff. So pretty good stuff. And yeah, so that's basically about it for this video. That's how you're going to use Indeed like a pro. Now, if you enjoyed watching, please drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to watch more videos like this, please let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, until then, I hope you all keep having a great day. That was all from me, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.